admissions, or if you're responsible for setting up another table, I totally understand. But if you're not doing either of those things, you are expected to be there. So please fill that out. I'll send it out again tonight. And then our transition meeting is going to be Monday, May 1st. We're going to have some special treats for that to celebrate the new exec, so get excited. Also, we won't have quorum at that meeting, so all of our business for the year will be done at tonight's meeting and the next meeting, and that's
Including budget requests?
including budget requests. So if you have money, if you want to get money, if you want to come talk to us about something, please do that sooner rather than later. Also, if you're interested in chairing one of our various committees, please come speak to us after the meeting, and be sure to reach out to the current chair of the committee you're interested in. At the end of the meeting, they all stand up, you can see their faces, go talk to them. And then if you're interested in serving on the student life committee, come talk to me. They're looking for prospective students to serve on that next year, so if you're interested, please come talk to me. Brooke also serves on the committee, so either one of us would be good resources. And then finally, exciting stuff, I'm going to draw 10 names for $10, $20 Amazon gift cards. So here we go. Julia Darros, Shannon Keeler, Elizabeth Hill, Piper O'Keefe,
She goes to my school.
Sabima Srivastava. Sorry if I butchered your names, guys. Kelly Palmer. Jacqueline Booth. Amy True. Jeffrey Cohart. And Quang Gu. So, congratulations.
Okay, hey guys, so I sent out an email this morning with the results of the election, but I will reiterate them now. Slightly disappointing turnout in terms of people running for the class of 2019 since they're split semesters. So if you're interested in a senator spot or a class officer spot for that, please come chat with me and the two co-presidents of the class of 2019. But anywho, so for class of 2018 officers, we have President Andalasia Hughes Murdoch, Vice President Kylie Davis, Treasurer Kate Helmstetter. There is no secretary, so if you're interested in that, go talk to the class officers. Class of 2019 officers, we have Lily Clark and Olivia Langto as co-presidents. I'll be splitting that. Class of 2020 officers, Callie Figurino as president, Melanie Orhan as vice president, Jackie Crowley as treasurer, and Catherine Kramer as secretary. Class of 2019 senators, Lily Clark, Harrison Curtis, Pat Custer, Olivia Langto, Haley Lund, Michael Mancuso, and Charlie Williamson. And then class of 2020 senators are Charlie Cluis, Callie Figurino, Pat McKenna, Alex G., Catherine Kramer, Jackie Crowley, and Nick Arbaugh. Thank you guys. And can the newly elected class of 2019 senators come chat with me after the meeting so I can mark down which semester you're going to be here?
Hey guys, hope you all had a good weekend and are enjoying some of the weather that we're finally getting. We have 2 requests tonight, VSA and Barbecue Club, as you guys can see. As Amelia said, next week is the last week to come for funds because we're finishing our new business, or our business then. BMC is from 3 to 4 this week. I will be in the office until 5, but we are ending it for scheduling reasons. Like 126, we don't have anyone signed up to go so far. We do have 2 requests already slated to go next week though. So we may go over that 3 request limit, but as it's the last meeting, I think that's totally reasonable, as long as we don't have like 8 see, and that's again 3 to 4 on Friday, 9/26.
I saw a number of you came in late, so please make sure you come up at the end of the meeting to let me know you're here. And please don't be on your phones.
What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing well. So here's kind of the parliamentarian deal. There's one pending amendment. It's about the opinions committee. It's about how to formulate an opinion at a Senate meeting, like how we actually do it. I could present this tonight, and we could pass it next week because we have 2 weeks left for quorum. But I think what we're going to do is I'm going to pass this on to the next parliamentarian. It'll be a good way for the new parliamentarian to transition into his or her position. And the language is already written up, so I think that's the best way to do it. It'll be a nice way for the new parliamentarian to get up there and pass a new amendment to the new constitution. And yeah, so no report other than that.
That was a great weekend. So just a few things. As your new execs are being elected, please fill out that club registration. Probably in a few weeks, we'll be sending out emails to clubs that have the registration done and then clubs that don't have the registration done. And the thing that's really important about club registration is there is a bit of a transition period, obviously, and a lot of the emails that we either use the old alias or we use the emails that are put down with the new registration. And the reason why that's really important to have done is because the activities fair is right when we get back, and having correct emails and contact information is pretty vital to making sure your club is able to be at the activities fair but also be re-registered. So please make sure you guys are on top of that. Again, if you have any name changes, please be very clear with what they are, because I'm not the only one that works with you guys. In terms of scheduling events, you can't schedule any events past May 5th, and you shouldn't be scheduling them during celebration. So if you guys have any events that are being scheduled during that last week of classes, make sure you do it 5 days beforehand. Next week, we're going to be doing club awards. So a lot of you guys submitted an application, or you guys submitted, yeah, you guys filled out the club award nominations, club award form, sorry. You submitted to that, and so exec and I discussed who we thought should get them based on the things that you wrote, and we're going to be doing that next week, and we'll also be having pizza and some soda, so everybody should come because you guys are going to get recognized. And then also today we have ASA, Asian Student Alliance, coming for a club presentation. That's everything that I have. Let me know if you have any questions.
Luke, I think.
Yeah, I meant to, I forgot in my report to read out the numbers that we have. So the new initiatives account sits at $5,974.19. That's down almost $10,000 from last week, so it's good. Clubs are spending money, that's important. The rollover is still $64,093.21, and the operating budget is $1,843.19.
Joe, do you have anything? So we have old business today. We're gonna go into the Senate opinion that was introduced last week on the campus cable.
Do you have that already?
Could you put it up?
Any hand on that?
I have no idea.
You can pull up my email. Go ahead, pull my email off. You can search for the
That's fine,
Just put it there.
there, actually.
And that's on the sheet.
This is obviously a really simple opinion. It's very clean. I'll go over the reasons why we decided to pass this. This is in response to the IT department's plan to limit the cable package to be only available in common rooms in exchange for a increased internet capacity. So this was passed unanimously, which is why there's only a majority opinion and there's no minority opinion. Whereas the Gettysburg College IT department plans to limit cable connection to common rooms, whereas this plan would result in unequal access to campus infrastructure, whereas there is no data detailing television usage by the student body, whereas this plan could lead to an increase in interpersonal disputes, be it resolved that the Student Senate opposes the IT department's plan in its current form to limit cable usage to common rooms. Like I say, it's very simple. We can amend this now if someone cares to, but just to go over our reasons, unequal access to campus infrastructure, I think, was the crucial issue for us. Is that you'd be asked that under this plan, you're going to be asking students to pay for infrastructure, cable, television, that you would then have unequal access to. Students in all the apartments and in the motels would not have access to this, and we felt that that was just not a good way to allocate the school's resources. In addition, obviously, there was some pieces of data offered about how, not all the cable boxes were picked up and how, there was a decline of seeing TVs on campus, but we didn't really feel that this was compelling evidence because, we'd rather have seen a full survey of the student body that could have given us actual hard data on student TV viewership. And in addition, we just knew that this would lead to more interpersonal disputes among the student body, fighting over the televisions, and again, that's something we'd like to avoid if we can. So are there any questions or comments? Tom?
If we get the data, I'm willing to perform complimentary research on it.
Thank you.
I actually personally disagree with this opinion. I apologize that I was late to maybe last week to point out here. As you pointed out, the crux of what you see as the problem is the unequal access to campus infrastructure, which is a fair point, but I think that's an unrealistic interpretation of the IT's full plan. The reason that it's not limited to common rooms is because right now it is available to all students, but they want to lessen it to be able to add an increased bandwidth, which is available to all students. I think they're lessening something, yes, which will make it unequal in a certain light, but the only reason they're doing that is to make something more accessible to all students. So I would argue that overall, this isn't really an unequal access issue.
Good point. Kate?
When we discussed it in committee, we were saying that that wasn't necessarily realistic because it was presented to us as an either or, but we think that there is a way to do both. And I think that it would be unequal access to the campus infrastructure because there are people who wouldn't have access to this cable plan. So.
Pat?
It might be nice to say, oh, there's this great way that we can do all these things, but the IT department, they are in the school administration, they're the ones that negotiate with the cable companies, they're the ones that negotiate with the wireless providers. They keep I don't remember his name, the man from Rod. And talk about how we have options of having cable for everyone, cable for none, and then limited to common rooms. It's not really like the school is out to get us. It's just the simple fact that it's not like this big cable provider like Comcast or whoever is going to be able to individually distribute rooms. And on top of that, we're getting increased use of the Wi-Fi and stuff, which is something like what Alex said, everyone can use. And it's not like before. We talked a lot last week in Senate about this kind of socioeconomic discrimination kind of thing. But it's not like the college was giving out televisions before. You had to have a television. And if you have the money to have a television, you're probably going to have the money to have a Netflix account or something like that. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it's not like the college was just giving out televisions before. So there was already that inequality before. And now we're just highlighting it. And so I don't think that this is really going to further that in any way.
Clubs, please feel free to voice your opinions on this, and senators, please take into account what the clubs say before. If we do vote on this tonight, if we don't vote on this tonight, you should be taking into account their opinions.
Out in the back.
I'm curious as to why there's no rhetoric in the statement about how decreasing the cable television connections also implies that we're getting a larger bandwidth and faster Wi-Fi. You're only highlighting the negatives in your opinion.
Well, the reason why the committee chose to focus on this, because this was really the crux of the issue, was in our minds the unequal distribution of what we thought was a campus resource. You're right that we don't include that, but mostly because we felt that it just wasn't necessarily to address it because that wasn't what we were objecting to. But obviously, I'm sure that Amelia would entertain a motion to amend this to address that. Greg.
So viewpoints actually. One, Netflix and cable are not necessarily like fair to say like, well, if you don't have cable, you can just get Netflix, because not everything like is always on Netflix, and A, and B, like there are like some specials that like you're once and only once. B, I know at least for Stevens, like if someone's in the common room, then like no one else is. So this isn't like, oh, I'll be like Skyping on my computer while you watch Scandal while this other group of friends plays pool in the background. Because like that's just a lot of stuff going on. So it's usually like if one friend group is like using the billiards table, then no one is watching the television. Which, there we go. And 3, I cannot formally motion to amend said opinion, but I do think we can include that, so first sentence, be it resolved that, if, like IT wants to propose this plan, then they should then we recommend that they conduct a survey of, like, student desire of this issue.
You have your hand up for a while.
I also think that this is a little bit like an issue of innovation. If I remember, like last meeting, you had said that there used to be landlines everywhere, and we reduced that because people started getting cell phones. There's a very clear data trend showed last time that there's been a mass increase in internet usage, and that I would actually disagree with the statement before that there is not data to support the decreased use of televisions. I think we all know for a fact that on this campus and across the nation and the world, internet is being used far more than cable television, ever used to. That, this is just simple innovation, and we get our entertainment from our computers. And I also disagree with the notion that there's not equal access to these televisions. Anyone can go into a common room if they want, and if you're afraid to go into a common room because there's some kind of social anxiety, then that's not the fault of the college, and you just have to kind of work that out with you and whoever else is there.
Haley?
First of all, if you go into a common room and the TV is already being used, well, then what are you supposed to do? That's number one. Also, with the television and the paying for the Netflix, you can pay for TV once and then that's the payment. You have to continually pay for Netflix. So some people make that long-term commitment to a TV, but they can't continually pay for Netflix. Lastly, if you do oppose the IT's plan, I have started a petition and I encourage everyone to sign it if you oppose the plan.
I mean, this is more a question for Ron in the back. I hate to put you on the spot. Is this a plan that, has this been in place, and is it going to happen? Because the way at least it seems, I was in a couple different meetings where you presented it, and the way that it seemed as though, it seemed as though, this is something that is happening, and we want to let you guys know. We don't want you to be caught off guard. Is it something that is up for debate? Is it something that the students can weigh in on right now? Or is it something that the college has decided as part of our strategic initiative to do? Because I think that, as much as we talk about, good versus bad, if it's happening, I think it's probably happening.
I can tell you that I'm here tonight to listen.
Okay. Thank you.
Why has nobody mentioned the possibility of, if we all want to watch the Super Bowl, why not get out the digital bunny ears and watch it over the antenna?
Suppose they're just waiting for you to mention
It's
it.
free. It's free over the antenna. The Hallmark Channel. Who watches the Hallmark? I watch the Hallmark Channel.
Any other questions, comments?
I think we need to be careful. I think we kind of misconstrue, okay, the college is raising tuition and they're cutting services. Nobody's gonna be happy about that. But we shouldn't misconstrue that with like a technical issue here. And so I think we need to make sure that we separate those in our minds when we're voting.
Are there any comments?
Oh, is this just a question? Are we voting to like whether or not to amend this, or are we just voting whether or not to pass it, or is it?
Here are options. We can vote to amend this tonight, we can vote to pass this tonight, we can vote to pass this with an amendment tonight, or we can vote to table on it, go back to committee for another week and be presented next week. Those are our options.
So are there any motions then? From,
I would motion to send this back to committee.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
I move for roll call.
Yeah.
like TVs on the scene.
So what are our options that we say yay or nay to?
So the option, right, voting yay or, this is voting yay to send it back to committee for another week to be debated again next week. And during that time, I'm sure Mike will be okay with people coming to his committee
Oh, please
to
do.
add their input if they weren't able to come to the last meeting. And then we put it again at our next meeting, and then pass or not pass, because we cannot pass anything after that.
Or amended again.
Or amended
Yeah.
again, those are options. But this right here is you're voting to send it to committee or to not send it to committee.
So when you don't send it to committee, you're then gonna continue to debate.
Yes.
Continue to
Yeah.
debate it, yeah.
Yeah.
Is everyone clear?
We also don't. Did you mention that?
If you're worried about time, it says on our agenda that Faith was coming tonight, but unfortunately she was unable to make it, so just don't let time motivate your vote. Okay.
Oh.
Guys,
All right,
be
here we
quiet with the
go.
vote.
Taylor Beck,
Aye.
Luke Freegar.
Aye.
Me, aye. Chris, Kevin,
Nay.
Aiden, Rachel, Kat, Ember, Tom, Kylie, Alex,
Yeah. Yeah, sorry.
Kate,
Nay.
Andalasia,
Nay.
Manchino,
Not here.
Donnie,
Nay.
Tanner,
Nay.
Lily, Vera, Maria,
Nay.
Andy,
Aye.
Olivia, Haley,
Nay.
Mancuso,
No.
Nick, Charlie,
Aye.
Catherine, Jackie, Callie, Pat,
Nay.
Melanie.
Nay.
The nays have it.
So is anyone interested in amending this then?
Guys,
Pat?
I'm not interested in amending it, but I motion for a roll call vote on the, whether we pass the opinion as is or not.
So you wanna just move to vote on the opinion?
Yes.
And, okay.
as a roll call vote.
Actually, I'm not in a position to,
Sorry, two things happening at once. Yes.
I was gonna say, I was gonna want to have some discussion about amendments first, but I'm not the chair, so that's for you.
Someone has the motion for the, so who has the motion for?
In order to motion for an amendment, you would have to rescind your motion to pass. If you're comfortable doing that, it's fine, or we can
Does
just.
anybody have an amendment to bring forward? 'Cause if not, then I'm gonna keep my motion as is.
Can I make a suggestion? Whatever we decide to do, if we can do a, poll of the clubs, that would be great. So senators can have the club's opinions in mind when they vote. That would be wonderful.
Okay, so before we vote on whether or not to pass this amendment, clubs, can you guys just give us a general hands up
Hold on,
if
I have
you
a
want?
question.
Yeah.
If I motion to create an amendment to it, can we continue the conversation?
Well, the current motion on the floor is Pat's motion.
If you have an amendment to offer, I'll withdraw my motion. If you don't, I'm gonna keep it as it is.
Just keep it as it is. But let's see the clubs.
Yeah, I'm gonna close that's a no, I'm gonna keep my motion as it is.
And I second your motion, Pat.
Okay, guys, before, guys, shh, please be quiet, I know it's confusing. Before we do vote on this, clubs, can we get a general yay or nay so senators can take your opinions into account?
Are we saying yay to the amendment?
Yes.
No,
No,
there's no
Yeah.
amendment.
So just a so hands up if you like this amendment, hands down if you do not. Opinion,
As
sorry.
it is.
Opinion as is.
Yes.
Yes, if you like it.
Sorry.
Hands up if you like it.
Hands up if you like it.
Raise them high if you love it.
Hi.
See it.
Senators should be looking
See
at
the smiling faces.
Alright, thank you.
Alright.
So can we see the numbers now?
Right, no.
No, that's like even.
Guys, please be quiet. I know this is confusing for everyone. We're trying to
So if we issue this opinion, if it comes from the student senate, does that imply that it's senators plus the club representatives and the clubs?
So Senate's job is Senate represents clubs, Senate represents the student body, so this is coming from the student body as you guys are senators who represent the student body. Does that make sense?
Can I move to dissolve into a committee of the whole? Is
No,
that-
because my
Because
motion's
we have motions on the table.
Okay.
There's a motion on the
It's
table.
been seconded.
Quiet, quiet,
Guys,
quiet.
please, no talking. Okay. We're gonna go forward with Matt's motion to pass this amendment as is with a roll call vote.
To vote on the amendment.
To vote
On the opinion.
on the opinion, sorry, I keep saying amendment, I'm sorry. I'm used to passing amendments on opinion today. Okay, we're going to vote on the opinion through a roll call vote.
Okay. Taylor Beck,
Nay.
Luke Friedel,
Nay.
me, Nick, Kevin,
Yes.
Aiden,
Aye.
Rachel,
Nay.
Kat,
Nay.
Ember,
Nay.
Tom,
Nay.
Kylie,
Nay.
Alex,
Nay.
Kate,
Yay.
Andalasia, Donnie,
Nay.
Tanner,
Aye.
Maria,
Nay.
Andy,
Nay.
Haley,
Aye.
Michael,
Aye.
Nick,
No.
Charlie, Jackie, Callie, Pat, Melanie.
Nay.
The nays definitely have it.
Alright, are there any amendments to this opinion? What
It's
do we?
failed.
It's failed.
We
Oh,
failed.
it's failed. So, that's it.
It's done.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
So wait, that's been released?
No.
No, it did not pass.
Oh.
Everybody that voted yes, that was released.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're going into new business. Barbecue Club.
Hey everyone, my name is Emily. I am a community outreach kind of thing at Barbecue Club. I do a lot of things at Barbecue Club, but I'm here to present our budget. So 2 weeks ago, we went to the lacrosse game and we tailgated. We had food for people who were there, and so we spent about $235.46. The president bought that, and so this is a reimbursement for what we spent on that event. And so we're hoping to once again do the same event again 2 weeks from now at another lacrosse game. And so we will also be requesting the same amount to get the same amount of food. It was enough, but we're not sure how many people are gonna show up, so we're gonna go with it. Yeah.
Matthew, women's lacrosse?
Women's lacrosse? Well, that's
Lacrosse or men's?
I'm not sure.
Which game?
Last week was men's, but I think which one's this one? This one, oh no, this is the one. Yeah, this is the one we're getting reimbursed for. Sorry, it's the same amount, and this is the one for the future. It should be on a Saturday. I believe it's the men's one, because it's a home game. But we can update you. Barbecue Club is excited to do it again.
Questions?
What is the BMT recommend?
Full amount. 470.92. Motions?
Motion to allow the full amount.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Next up, we have the Vietnamese student association and the budget club.
My name is Lemi. I'm representing the Vietnamese Student Association, and this is.
Hi guys, I'm Mai. I represent the VSA. So we'll have two events that we want to get a budget for. The first event is the Vietnamese coffee and tea time. Basically, this is a discussion about Vietnamese life and the government and basically culture for those who don't know. We'll just have coffee and tea and
actually giving out free coffee for people. We're gonna have the cup table in the front where the comment is, and it is a way to give everybody a taste of Vietnamese coffee, which is kind of interesting and unique in the way that they make it. I taste it, it's delicious. It's gonna take place May 3rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's totally free, and if people have common questions like how do they make the coffee, why is it so unique, and we're gonna need money for the coffee, obviously, the condensed milk and regular milk for people that are lactose intolerant. And we expecting over 70 people because it's gonna be open space, so a lot of people gonna go there, and the cost is gonna be $38.
Is it first reimbursement?
Yeah, did you actually have that event?
No, we actually moved it.
You
We
moved
plan
it,
on
yeah.
it.
For the event that you're having at the cup table, can you just use the milk from Commons instead?
I mean, the traditional way that they make
Yeah, the
coffee.
way that
Oh,
we
okay.
make it is a different milk. It's not
Yeah.
hazelnut and vanilla, whatever.
Other questions?
What does the BMC recommend?
Full amount.
Questions? Any motions? I'm sorry.
Motion to lock.
Who's making the motion?
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Congratulations. Great. Next up we have Asian science and flood presentation. Oh, okay.
Sorry. Did send the updated one. That's my fault. Oh, actually, okay.
So, I'm Hannah, I'm the Senate rep for the Asian Student Alliance here on campus. And, I included this slide originally at the beginning because the bubble tea event was for Monday, and we did have it today, and it was very successful. So, we ended up counting our supplies, and we have enough to do it again. So, yeah, I see you're excited. So for those of you that don't know, bubble tea, I think it originated in Taiwan or something around like the 1980s or something. But again, obviously, as like the name says, it's like a tea-based drink or like a fruit-based drink. And the little black balls that you see at the bottom are like actually like small tapioca balls. And yeah, they can be very colorful. We have like mango taro, green tea, black tea, and we only accept cash or Venmo. Usually if you go to like a mall or something, they sell like small cups for like $5 or something, but we have it for like only $3, so it's pretty cheap. We have this whole week of events that are coming up because the Asian American Pacific Islander Appreciation Month is in May, so we figured that's not enough time to celebrate it, so we just moved it to April. Why not? Why not? So we actually got Professor Mukherjee, I think that's how you pronounce it. I think is she in the psych department? Yeah. She has like a specialty in immigration or whatever, so we're going to have a discussion about Asian immigration. That is Tuesday, and as you will see throughout if you're in a long-term committed relationship with food like I am, you should go there. There's also the United Asians Town Hall meeting. That's basically a collab with like the United Nations Association here on campus. We thought about United Nations to kind of like that wasn't gonna work out. So we thought United Asians flowed better. So I'm glad we didn't stick to that name. Again, Zach was invited. Come to this discussion and figure it out. So, and then we have, the next day after that is a movie night about, I looked up the summary. It's about this, Asian girl who's like a lesbian and she's too afraid to tell her, traditional Asian family that, you know, she's a lesbian. That's gonna be interesting. And then on Friday we have the Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Celebration. It's in the attic and is host provider. Yeah, and that's it.
Alright, thank you so much. Next up we have student concerns. Anything anybody want to bring up? Talk to us about?
Go ahead. Seniority.
I have heard a rumor coming around campus that I don't know if it's true or not. Tulips that the college rents has on campus are rented just for Gay Wednesday. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll send it to investigate.
I've heard no such thing.
Your nose is getting bigger.
You found out, Ron.
I don't know if that
Get to the root of the problem.
So this, I guess, is directed at, not like negatively at the exec team, but what is the transition process going to look like? Is there going to be like, this is how things go, like for BMC, is this how we do budget requests? Is there going to be like a handing off of power, like sort of thing?
Okay, so how it's working, in previous years, it's been the election previous week, and then the new exec meets with the old exec and the new exec have one meeting together, and then there's kind of thrown in there. But this year, we're changing things up so that we can ensure that the new exec feels completely prepared to take on their positions and do their jobs. That being said, all of us have met with our successors, with the exception of Nico and Christina, because the new parliamentarian club leaders have not been chosen yet, but they will be meeting with them once they are selected. The new exec and the old exec are meeting together this Thursday at our normal exec meetings to talk about transition of power. We're also doing a workshop with the GLC, specifically focused on transition and how that works. We each have a series of documents and things that we're going to be passing down to people taking their new positions, and just making sure that they feel 100% prepared to take on their positions and their jobs.
Going off that, is that going to be a similar process for new committee chairs?
Yes, hopefully. Because committee chairs aren't selected until when we come back, that's kind of going to be under Luke. I would assume he would do kind of a similar process, but again, that will be Luke. That will not be me. Any other concerns, guys?
So, this could be something that would have to wait until the Freegon administration, I'm not sure. But it seems that like, hearing from Taylor's reports that we have had like growing election apathy among students. And
Well, I'd like to clarify that we've had an increased voter turnout with the executive board elections, but yes, with the, I wouldn't necessarily say voter apathy.
but like candidate apathy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we've like had like rising candidate apathy.
Yes.
And I think that is something that the Senate executive board, whether that be the Smith or Freegon version, should invest in.
Yeah, to address that, I'll actually be meeting with the Vice President-elect, Amy Bosman, to go over some avenues to hopefully ameliorate
involved in Senate next year a little more heavily. Maybe making a Senate meeting of CYC Fed, or maybe putting Senate, having Senate give a presentation
Yeah, they were
at
so big.
what?
This room's only so big.
Or possibly making, giving Senate a little bit of time to present during orientation. So when students are going around and having those presentations, green dot, DPS, all those sorts of things, having students Senate maybe have 15 minutes or so and say, hey, we're here, because as a first year, I had no idea that Senate was even a thing. And I'm sure that many of you probably feel that way. And I don't think that's good. I think that we should make our first years extremely aware that we're here, because that's the only way to really get Senate involvement spiked. Thank you for asking.
Any other concerns? Alright, let's go straight to committee reports, academic affairs.
The philosophy minor is being reorganized, so if you are a philosophy minor or intend to be a philosophy minor, just talk to your advisor or somebody in the department, like this.
3 to 4 on Friday. The sign-up sheet's online, and there is no limit yet.
Career liaison. Hey y'all, happy Monday. Hope you got to enjoy the weekend. Really, I don't have any announcements. Just remember the drop-in hours for career development are Monday through Friday from 2:30 to 4:30. And if you do have any interest in sharing the career liaison position and are my committee, just feel free to just send me an email, see me after the meeting, something like that. Thanks y'all. Clap.
I know I postponed our meeting this week. I'm gonna follow up with an email, later in the week to reschedule.
Rusty? IT?
Okay, so I don't have any reports, but for people who are concerned about the tables on TV, feel free to email me with your questions, comments, or concerns, and I'll stay here for like another 10 minutes for anyone who wants to talk to me directly or with Rod. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you. PR? Senate opinions?
So you got a chance to see what we do in Senate opinions. I obviously didn't like that one, but that's okay. We typically meet on Thursdays at 5 to 7 in Plank Basement. We want to have as many of you there as possible so that we can make opinions that will hopefully pass in Senate, because we want to make sure that as Senate Opinions Committee that we move Senate from a budgeting committee into a body that actually represents the student body on issues. So obviously, but we can't meet unless someone moves to introduce an opinion in full Senate. So we're not going to have a meeting this Thursday, but just keep that in mind, keep being active, and keep working to represent your peers here. Thank you.
Okay, TJ doesn't have anything. I'll read the report, but before that, just if anybody wants to be the chair or double up like TJ and I did, come see us after or email us. This week in Gettysburg, there were 5 larceny charges, 4 of which were bicycles. 3 liquor law violations, 3 drug abuse violations, 1 non-aggravated stalking, and 1 electronic web harassment.
Disabilities?
Hi everyone. A lot of students from the campus community are signed up to go to the Science March on Saturday, so that's awesome. Wish your friends luck. Have a great time if you're going. And if you're not going with the transportation, you can still go. It's in DC, and a lot of other major cities are having their own marches for science as well. And then if my committee members can just see me for a minute after the meeting.
Great. Any club reports or announcements?
So Kylie, you may need to help with details. So Alpha Phi Omega, the Gettysburg College Student Senate Campus Activities Board, Phi Kappa Psi, and the Campus Activities Board. Did I miss anyone? And Campus Rec are all co-sponsoring the 4th annual Anything is Possible 5K, the Race for All. This is a race in memory of a Gettysburg College student named Paul Detweiler, who died in the summer of 2013 of brain cancer. He was a member of Alpha Phi Omega, and we asked all of our pledges, what would your ideal service project be? His answer was to put on a 5K in Gettysburg because it is so beautiful. So therefore, we put on a 5K in Gettysburg for him. All proceeds go to the Paul Detweiler Memorial Scholarship Fund. We have cub tables all this week. Kylie and I will be there on Friday. You can also buy t-shirts and bracelets and raffle tickets. The race is Sunday. Registration starts at 7:30 a.m. Race starts at 9:30 a.m. If you will not be here, if you will be at informals, if you will still be asleep or whatever, this year we are also having the 1st annual Anything is Possible virtual race 5K, where you sign up online and you commit to somehow completing a 5K, walking, running, crawling, You can make stops in between for beverages. But you will get a medal, and all the proceeds will go to the Paul Detweiler Memorial Scholarship Fund. Did I miss anything?
This Thursday at 8 o'clock in the attic, SASA is having an open mic night sponsored with a bunch of different groups on campus. It take a while to hit, but everyone is welcome to come and donate. It's free to walk in, but we recommend a donation. All money is going to Survivors Incorporated. And we hope that you guys can either come and participate or come and watch.
Hey guys, so Rachel and I are chairing the clubs committee, and obviously all of you guys had a lot to say like a month and a half ago, and you're all really quiet now. And we really want to hear your opinions. We want to get things done. We want to make this easier for you guys because, you know, we're all here in the same boat. We spend however long here, but we can't do anything if we don't have your opinion. So please contact Rachel or I, come to us, and we will try and figure something out, but we can only do so much, the two of us. So please come to us and tell us that you want to help out. That's all.
If you have a dirty car this weekend, Chi Omega and Phi Gamma Delta are co-hosting a car wash called Fiji Squeegee Cryo Dryo. It will be, that's what it's called. It will be outside of Fiji all day during Get Acquainted Day, so come through. It's for a good cause and all proceeds go to charity. Make a wish and whatever Fiji citizen.
I think you guys will see a trend in my announcement. I love food, and so Lhasa will also be hosting a dinner night on Friday from 5 to 8. Tickets will be $5 at the club table, $6 at the door. It's great food. Come through. It's good.
Were you talking about Saturday? No. Okay. This Saturday, from 8 to 10 p.m. in the Majestic Theater, the Gettysburg Jazz Ensemble and Camerata are having a jazz concert. Tickets are free for students. You just have to go to the box office and show your ID and get in. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys can show up.
Okay, so next Thursday, the 27th, the first year class is having a barbecue on Must Beach from 4 to 6. It's going to be co-hosting with Campus Rec, and it's going to be like spikeball. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So tomorrow's the Drop the Octave concert in the attic at 8:30, and you should all be there. We have a great show planned. Just saying.
For those of you that don't know, the Springfest theme is Olympics. Our main headliner is Asher Roth with some other performances, and Springfest t-shirts are going on sale tomorrow. This is what the tanks look like. We also have t-shirts if you're not into tanks, but they're like not white, they're gray. And like I said before, if you oppose IT's cable plan, I'll be outside there with the petition. Any other announcements?
So, also tomorrow night, before you drop the octave, the Eisenhower Institute is hosting the 18th annual Blab Lecture at 7:30 in the College Ballroom. Our speaker is Dr. Terrence Roberts, who is a member of the Little Rock Nine. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you should all be there.
Okay, so Alan Nightingale is presenting the play Speech and Debate, which should be fun and weird. Come see it. It will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. in Klein Theater, Sunday at 2:30, and next Monday at 7.
It's been a very punny meeting, and I appreciate it.
Seniors, we're having the senior brunch on Sunday from 11 to 1 in specialty. You'll enter through the specialty doors, don't go through regular servo. Use a meal swipe, there'll be a buffet back there. It is a host provider, so make sure you have your college ID with you. If you don't have a meal plan, or if you know somebody who doesn't, have them email me. Senior class gift committee, please donate if you haven't already. Even any amount really counts towards making the Gettysburg experience the best it can be. Please make sure that you take the senior survey by the time we hit commencement prep day, which is the 26th. That is really important for the college in terms of getting our feedback and improving Gettysburg experience. If seniors have questions about commencement stuff, feel free to email me.
Senators, fill out the Google Doc that I sent out after this meeting. I will email you individually if you have not done it by tomorrow at noon. And then senior senators, don't forget to come to me after the meeting.
Do you have to email you for running on the table?
Sorry?
Do you email you for running on the table?
Yeah, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
You were the fellow who were having that rumor, right? About something regarding.
Oh, the
yeah,
I heard a rumor about the I know, I'm on camera. I heard a rumor about the flowers. I don't know if it's true or not, but someone said that the tulips are rented and they're going to be pulled out right after you get appointed day. So I think it is a marketing ploy for the college.
Tulips?
Yeah, but then again, it could be patently false. So I'm not taking an opinion, just so you know that.